Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. This is definitely one that you're going to want to pay attention to. So you think California gun control laws are bad? I mean, they're the worst in the country, right? Well, they don't hold a candle to what was just introduced into Congress. As a matter of fact, it would even make California gun control laws even worse. It's called the GOSAFE Act, and this particular act would ban nearly all semi-automatics. Not only that, it would restrict magazine capacities to 10 or 15. I mean, it goes after everything, and a lot of stuff it goes after is by name, and it is completely different from anything that's been introduced into Congress to this point. It doesn't just go after features, like if you have a detachable magazine and an adjustable stock or something like that, then it's considered something that it's not and it's banned. No, this goes after the action and the operation. Basically, anything that uses the gases of a projectile or gases of a cartridge in order to operate is going to be banned under this. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the details and what's going on here. Hey, real quick before we get this video started, I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. I really do appreciate all the support. We are on our final push to 500,000. We're getting really close. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed yet, it's free. It only takes a second to hit that subscribe button. Share this with your friends because people need to know what's going on out there. And a like button is always appreciated. So with that being said, let's talk about what's going on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. Now, a lot of you might be asking yourself, what does GOSAFE stand for? I mean, they always come up with these ridiculous acronyms to try and make things sound like they're harmless when in reality they're not. GOSAFE kind of explains everything. It is the Gas-Operated Semi-Automatic Firearms Exclusion Act. That's what that stands for. But what does it actually do? Well, this was something that was created by Senator King, and well, we have everything we need to know right in front of us, so let's go ahead and take a look at what it would do. Now, I should also mention that this pretty much wipes out anything that's home built as well, but this is taking a look at Senator King's website, the newsroom right here, and it tells us about the GOSAFE Act. So it says the GOSAFE Act would regulate the sale, transfer, and manufacture of gas-operated semi-automatic weapons by, and also I should mention, this includes blowback designs, and I'll show you a little bit later where it actually mentions that. So it says here, establishing a list of prohibited arms, so basically anything that's semi-automatic or gas-operated is going to be on that prohibited list, preventing unlawful modifications of permissible arms, so anything that is actually permitted, right? So permitted, try and keep that word in mind, but anything that you're allowed to have, you're not allowed to modify it later. Mandating that future gas-operated designs are approved before manufacture. So basically the government's going to have a say on what can be approved or what can be manufactured or not, preventing unlawful firearms self-assembly and manufacturing. So forget it, no self-assembly or manufacturing. Now this next part, and I see this all the time in legislation like this is where they try and sell you on their idea that this is not only constitutional, but it somehow protects your rights. So it says here, protects Americans' Second Amendment right. The GOSAFE Act protects Americans' constitutional right to own a gun based on the firearms established use for self-defense, hunting, and sporting purposes. This bill accomplishes this by including exemptions based on the maximum ammunition capacity to a firearm's individual class, rifle, shotgun, handgun. This capacity must be permanently fixed, meaning that the arm cannot accept a detachable magazine that would increase the number of rounds that can be fired before reloading and make reloading easier. Now it goes on in this next part right here, must be part of that whole protecting your rights thing, but you can have 10 rounds or fewer is basically what that paragraph boils down to. And then it creates a voluntary buyback program. It's interesting because, well, they never owned it to begin with, so how are you buying it back? Regardless, it's going to be a voluntary program because under this act, anything that you owned, you could keep, but it would be non-transferable, meaning that, well, once you're gone, so is it. Now, like I was saying before, the GOSAFE Act, which is clearly designed to protect your rights, also lists what they consider to be gas operated, and it goes further than something that just has a gas port, right, and uses the energy from the gas. It goes much further than that. So let's just go ahead and look at the operations that they say are considered semi-automatic and would be banned under this. Now, I'm going to paraphrase and summarize here so that we're not reading this forever. I know you guys are going to get bored, plus it's absolutely ridiculous. So basically what they're saying here is that any arm that harnesses or traps a portion of high-pressure gas from a fired cartridge to cycle the action using And then we have A, long stroke piston, B, short stroke piston, C, a system that traps and vents gas from either the barrel or chamber, D, any hybrid system that combines elements of a system described in subparagraph C, which is what we just read, E, a blowback operated system, and F, a recoil operated system. So if you paid attention to that list and you have at least a basic understanding of how things work, then you can see right there that just about everything is banned. I mean, if it's not a brake, bolt, lever, or pump, then it's on that list and that would be banned. So you have to try and keep that in mind. This would go after pretty much everything. And the only way to get around it, apparently, according to the GOSAFE Act, is to permanently affix something that could hold 10 or less rounds, which would be absolutely ridiculous to begin with. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to say this is going to go nowhere. It's never going to pass the House. Something like this, it's too radical. It would never go anywhere in Congress. But you have to remember that elections have consequences, and all it takes is one simple cycle where they have control of all of the chambers of government, and something like this could absolutely go somewhere. So you always have to keep that in mind. We're one cycle away from something like this actually going through. So it's very rare that I ever talk about something that's worse than what California has, or what's worse than New York has, or Hawaii, or Illinois. But this is worse than all those combined. As a matter of fact, it would make it worse in those states that already have these ridiculous, tough laws. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that, share this with you so that you at least know what's going on and what they're trying to do in Congress. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.